In The Little Mermaid, the main antagonist is a sea witch by the name of Ursula. The name Ursula meaning female bear, and in the movie, she tricks Ariel into giving her her siren vocal abilities in exchange for human legs so she can explore the land surface of Earth. In the movie, Ursula is depicted as a half-woman, half-octopus, and this got me thinking about the name octopus. It said octopus means 8 feet with octo meaning 8 and puss meaning feet. However, when you look up the etymology of the word puss, you get many different definitions, with one being an endearing name for a female of any age. It made me wonder if somehow cats and octopuses were connected. I referenced The Marvels in my previous video, and in that movie there's a cat by the name of Goose. He's even featured on the movie poster and is actually an integral part to the movie. This stands out to me because Goose is not actually a cat. Goose is a flurkin. In the Marvel Comics universe, the flurkin are alien creatures resembling Earth's cats in appearance and behavior. They reproduce by laying up to 117 eggs. They have human intelligence and possess many tentacles that can extend from their mouths. Their bodies also hold pocket realities, bubbles of space and time that exist in other worlds. The Kree, also called Blue Angels, are a blue-skinned humanoid race of extraterrestrial beings in the Marvel Comics universe. In their lore, they have launched a flurkin breeding program, seeding the creatures on inhabited worlds where they were adopted as pets because of their cuteness. The Kree then took control of the flurkins with a signal beacon, directing them to attack the native species. This made me think of genetic engineering and wondered if maybe the Egyptians didn't worship cats, rather, they were proud of their new food chain dominant creation, or possibly even praising a symbiotic relationship with something much more profound. I mentioned in the Monster Blood episode that the most recent human genetic experiments that we know of for a fact have been domestic dogs and cats. I mention this because, like many of the rituals shown in the Hinduism video, I believe domestic dogs and cats are a window not only into our past but possibly into our future. There's no public record of anyone still domesticating dogs from wolves from scratch, and it is claimed the domestication of dogs from wolves is believed to have occurred over tens of thousands of years ago. There are allegedly no known instances of recent or ongoing domestications from scratch. In modern times, most dogs are bred from existing domesticated dog populations, rather than being domesticated from wild wolves. So, with this being said, purebred dogs are essentially products of inbreeding. This is why we see many breeds such as pugs, bulldogs, cocker spaniels, Dalmatians, etc., usually have shorter lifespans and host more genetic ailments and conditions, making caring for these pets slightly more difficult, with mixed dog breeds usually hosting better genetics despite being less desired overall. This is interesting because we see a similar trend with humans. It has even gone as far as humans as a species glorifying certain genetic ailments and previously undesirable conditions. The American Kennel Club is a registry of purebred dog pedigrees in the United States. It was established in 1884 and is currently headquartered in New York City. The AKC is the largest and oldest purebred dog registry in the United States. In addition to maintaining the pedigree registry, the AKC also promotes and sanctions dog shows and performance events, and provides educational resources for dog owners. The AKC recognizes and registers over 190 different breeds of dogs, and assigns each breed to one of 7 groups based on the dog's original purpose and function. As I've stated, the AKC was founded in 1884, and if we look at photos of specific breeds around this time, you'll notice many look a lot different from the dogs you may see at your local dog park today. If we can see this much of a physical and genetic repercussion to inbreeding in less than 140 years, are we really to believe these dogs were domesticated tens of thousands of years ago? I believe this narrative is told to us to hide just how recently humans have been taking part in these kinds of experiments, and how successful we've been in doing so. It may even be possible many of the wild animals we were taught about as kids are also products of this genetic tampering, as many of these animals are now currently listed as endangered and under government protection. If there were cataclysms and a repopulation, I don't see why we wouldn't repopulate the animals as well. To be fair, dogs now eat processed foods, and this could be the cause of different species' more recent health decline and grotesque appearance, including us. We have touched on mermaids, fairies, and ancient beings, but I believe these beings may also be associated with dragons. I believe the reason we see humans depicted as these creatures or dragons being associated with certain figures and cultures is because this may have been a form of ancient genetic flexing, if you will. like I stated in the race series regarding the mammal and reptile. It may be possible that this is an expression of one's lineage, and even possible one group in particular may embody the genetics of one or both parties. We touched on seraphims and cherubims and a possible metaphysical feud between dimensions. We have also spoken on these entities mixing with humans as well as their possible dwelling spaces. But I believe this may be what this allegory is referring to, with the sky being the heavens and the waters below being Hades, and at night they are basically a mirror reflection of one another. I believe one group are sky beings and the other are water beings. The reptile who can dwell on land and water may be seen as the ultimate or final form, with the dragon representing both of these qualities. In the past, there were dinosaurs who could be described as dragons allegedly. However, currently there are no reptiles capable of flight to our knowledge, and only two that can glide, which are the Draco lizard and flying snake of southeastern Asia. Scientists believe dinosaurs were actually feathered beings resembling birds, and we've already touched on manatees as they relate to mermaids. We also see this may have been used interchangeably, as dragon can be translated to sea-serpent. We also know of Leviathan, which is God's pet sea serpent in the Bible, which would be another old description of what could be considered a dragon. Many ancient civilizations, including the Phoenicians, Egyptians, and Mesopotamians, worshipped fish gods. But with that being said, Lucifer was a cherubim, and the biblically accurate depiction of cherubim, as described by Ezekiel. Their legs were straight, the soles of their feet like the hooves of a bull, gleaming like polished brass. In the book of Ezekiel and Revelation, cherubim are described as having a human form, with 4 faces, those of a human, a lion, an ox, and an eagle, and 4 to 6 wings. They are said to have the appearance of glowing metal, with the likeness of a throne above them. Face meaning likeness, so it's saying they favor or embody these different creatures rather than literally possessing 4 faces. These are symbols venerated by ancient societies and occult groups such as the Boule Sigma Pi Phi fraternity. So who are the seraphim?